guys. Welcome back to our Work Friends review show. We are back with another episode of Delilah, episode 6. And I got my girl Chris here with me. So let's get this review started. How did you feel about episode 6?
I liked episode 6. It had a lot of drama in it, and I was here for it. Still ain't feeling Delilah. Still, she got some anger. She need to calm down. That's all I know. I mean, at this point, Delilah, I'm just girl. You gotta have somebody in your corner, but she pushing everybody away.
I
That's how I
agree
feel.
with you. So, episode 6, I really felt like Delilah was still doing the most in this episode. She wasn't really trying to listen to anyone still. And
Mm-mm.
that's like kind of my pet peeve with her is I really need you to start listening to what people are saying and not listening to respond.
Mm.
Like if she would just take her time and listen to what her dad is trying to tell her, so what her her workers in the office with the other attorneys and the secretary is trying to tell her, if she would
Mm-hmm.
listen to what Tamara is trying to tell her, like she just goes on a tangent and it was just doing the most to me. But let's go ahead and give a little breakdown of what happened. So in this episode, it starts off with Mace and he's watching the kids. So the kids are like, "Where's my mom?" And he's trying to kind of make up excuses. Oh, she's busy. Um, the daughter is upset because she was supposed to sign the paperwork for her to audition for her violin school.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody is just like, Delilah is irritating me right now because where is she? And we all know from the last episode, Delilah is in jail.
Locked up. Clink clink.
so when we get to the scene with Delilah leaving the jail, her secretary is not her secretary, the new lawyer. What was her name?
Demetria.
Demetria. Yes. So Demetria is picking her up from jail and she says, "Hey, your dad, he told me he wants to stay away from this, but he left this for you." And you can tell as soon as Demetria mentioned her father, she already like had attitude. Oh,
Right.
he watched me get hauled off. Girl,
Like
he tried to
what did
tell
she
you.
expect? Right.
He told you to take them goddamn documents back. He told you to take them
Exactly.
documents back.
Right. That's why I was like, girl, you didn't listen. He told you. And he like what was he supposed to do? What could he do? Like
He's the
you
chief
broke
of
the
police.
law.
Did she want him to lose
Yes.
his job? Like, he did what he was supposed to do.
Again, somebody doing what they supposed to do because it's their job, but Delilah doesn't want them to do it.
And he still low key helped her out because he gave her basically a copy of what
Yeah.
was on Leah's laptop that we think Fred and his people took.
Right. I bet he don't get a thank you either, because he didn't this episode. That's for sure.
So the next thing we see is the Harper and Demetria just kind of can't get along.
Mm.
So Demetria comes off a little edgy, and Harper is like, "You're getting on my nerves. Like, you're
Mm-hmm.
not my boss. Delilah's my boss. Why are you acting like you're my boss?" But in reality, if Harper is an attorney there and she's the secretary, isn't Harper kind of her boss? I mean, isn't
You mean Demetria?
Demetria kind of her boss?
I would say so because yeah, like Harper, even though she did go to law school, she isn't an attorney. I guess she didn't take the bar, right? So
I don't even think she
yeah, she
finished school.
mm, yeah,
So
so Demetria is, what, acting assistant attorney. So yeah,
yeah.
like yeah, so she gonna
Um
have to get over that or go
I
back to
honestly
school.
don't really understand the beef. Like both of
Me
them need to chill
either.
out.
I didn't either. It just felt like it came out of nowhere and it's forced, but we gotta have the drama.
So the next thing we see is Delilah and Tamara. And
Mm,
Tamara is like, so you left the kids with Mace basically. How come you
right.
didn't call me?
And can we
And
appreciate that Tamara, as soon as Delilah got out, she was there looking for her,
mhm.
being the good best friend that she is.
So I would have to say that I actually agree with Delilah in this scene. Only one of the scenes that I actually agree with her on. Tamara, you can't have it both ways. Delilah was absolutely right. If you knew that I went to jail and why I went to jail, you would have my evidence taken away, which is absolutely true. Tamara couldn't even deny it. So
Yeah,
in this instance, I actually do agree with Delilah because the arrest was related to this case. Now, if she had been arrested for slapping her baby daddy or something like that, she probably wouldn't have had no problem telling Tamara, hey, come watch the kids. But in this instance, it's related to this case, and you are the op.
yeah,
In real life, honestly, Tamara could have even gotten Delilah taken off the case
yeah,
because they do that. You know, in Dr. Dre's divorce, the courts told him that he had to get a new lawyer.
yeah,
So if your lawyer does something that is compromising, like hiding evidence, it's possible that she could have even gotten Delilah taken off the case as well. So I
yeah.
don't blame her for not telling Tamara in this instance. But I agree, Tamara was being a good friend, but you can't have it both ways when it comes to work related issues.
But I feel like Tamara has pretty much up to this point been trying to do that, and Delilah has consistently been the one to step over that boundary. So it's like she does it one time compared to Delilah, who's pretty much just put there or not even put there, just made everything so personal over and over again. So maybe that's why I'm soft on Tamara because Delilah just been at it from the beginning.
Yeah, she has. But at the same time that this is going on, that Delilah is getting out of jail and meeting with Tamara and trying to get herself together, we see baby daddy and his girlfriend Katya, and she's about to leave, and he's
Mm.
basically saying, "Don't leave. I'll let you meet my kids. You can live here."
Hmm.
Boo! Don't like them. So don't want to spend too much time on that scene. And then we also see Nate. Nate is still in the VA rehab.
Mm.
The guy that's sleeping with his wife
Andre.
comes to give him the divorce papers. And
Right,
I was just
Christine,
like,
girl.
listen,
Like,
do he have a gun in that wheelchair? Because or a knife, like stab, stab, kill, kill. I don't like you.
like, how you gonna send your new man to deliver divorce papers to your old man? Really, girl? You could at least have somebody do that for you besides him, besides Andre. Now that was cold blooded. Mm.
So Delilah gets to the office and they discover that, well, they actually discovered when her Demetria was getting her out of jail, she told Delilah, hey, that laptop, like they found the things like in her apartment that only she would have a key to, like inside, like I guess the apartment trash or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that she would only have a key to. So it lets people to think that like Leah didn't actually get robbed or anything, like that she possibly set this up herself.
Mhm.
So they go to meet with her, and of course, she's like denying it. Why would I do this to myself? Delilah, you were on the phone when it happened to me. And I don't like her.
You don't like Leah?
I just don't like Leah. I just don't like Leah at all.
I don't know.
Um,
I just maybe it's because I understand Leah as far as she's just trying to get her money and go.
she's just not trustworthy.
No, absolutely not. Though. Yeah, you're right about that. Absolutely not. I feel like, yeah, she's a difficult client, and Delilah's a difficult attorney.
So, Delilah has Mace do some digging. They're trying to get more evidence of like what's going on, who is behind like ordering the bombs, knowing that this equipment was default was faulty. And so they're just kind of digging into that on that side. The same time, you have Tamara meeting with Fred, who's just an asshole. And you can see that
Absolute.
she's just really good at her job. She just wants to be partner. You
Yes,
can tell
because
that she don't like the people that she work with
at all, at all, girl.
either. When senior and
In
junior
Junior,
can,
yeah.
are trash, and Fred
Mm,
is trash, but
yep.
she's just trying to close this case and move on with her life.
Right, because she's a professional.
She's a professional. And so Demetria starts to come at Harper about
Mm,
law school
yeah. Which
and
wouldn't
starts,
have been which you wouldn't have known if Delilah hadn't have let slip.
yes, and starts to come at her about, well, can you give me the files to this case, to the Jane Doe case that Delilah worked previously?
I didn't understand why did she want that file?
I
Why did
think she
Demetria
feels
want that
like it
file?
could. I think it was just curiosity because it. She talks about when she was doing an interview with Delilah, how important
Mm-hmm.
that was in her career.
Mm.
So I just feel like she just wants to see what happened in that case. I think she just wants the behind the scenes. And I think she feels like it will help her in this case as well. I guess regarding evidence or something like that. There is a connection. So I think she's just looking for previous case history. Um, and that's why she's like so interested in this. But again, tension that seems to be like unneeded. Delilah's the next scene, Delilah's at home making sandwiches for her kids. The dad is coming to get them. And he basically tells Delilah, well, Delilah, the kids mentioned Delilah being gone. She says, I
Mm-hmm.
was in jail. He's obviously shocked. How come you didn't call me? Who had the kids? The kids were with Mace. He has a little bit of an attitude about that. I don't know why. Maybe we'll get some backstory on that later on. But he's like, well, the kids are coming with me. They're going to meet Katia. And Delilah has a little bit of an attitude, but she's like, whatever. And I feel like that's how
Mm-hmm.
she should have treated it to begin with. Whatever, do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But him trying to say the kids can meet Katia because the kids was left with Mace, when Mace clearly works for Delilah, is not the same thing. She's not sleeping with Mace.
Agree.
So, sir, you tried it. After Tamara had met with Fred and she's been handling this case so well, the Wynn family, the partners, basically want to have dinner with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess somewhat offer her that partnership she's been looking for. They say, hey, can you bring your fiance, who we know is like deputy mayor?
Fine.
Yes, he's so cute. And so we see Tamara and Casey, her fiance, working out. And she's like, hey, can I need you to come to this dinner with me, but I want you to come as my fiance, not the deputy mayor. Which I get it because hey,
It's
this is
her time.
supposed to be my moment. Don't upstage me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But he kind of side eyed it, but then he was like, "I'll be there for you," and I like them as a couple. I really do.
Me too. I think they have a strong relationship.
So the dad and Katia are at home with the kids. Katia brings some. I think she brought some brownies or something.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like her. But the kids actually seem to take to her. They were playing games and stuff. It wasn't
Yeah.
until the daughter starts asking her, "So when did you meet my dad? Oh,
uh,
what school did you go to?" Then she was like, like
like,
the
hold it.
math was
Oh, yeah, the most
mathing.
not. Yeah, yeah.
It
She put
was
that together quick.
she put that one and two together quick.
And she was not
And
here for it.
exactly. And so right after that, Delilah is meeting with her brother, and her
Mm.
brother's talking to her about the divorce. Not
Yep.
only did this lady who
Yeah.
has walked out on her husband, not
Mm-hmm.
only does she want the house, all of
Mm-hmm.
a sudden she want her kid that she ain't had in six
Right,
months.
girl. I could have cussed Christine out myself. Cause I was like, how you sit up there to ask for any of that? Honestly, and then have your new man deliver it too,
And,
girl. Oh,
and
she.
that is so nice,
Yes.
even
Oh.
when Christine calls texts him and was like, "Hey, can I come pick up Dion tomorrow?" He just says yes.
Yep.
And I think it's because he still feels guilty, like, okay, I wouldn't have lost my life if I wasn't paralyzed. But
Mm.
are we sure that the cheating started after he was paralyzed, or did the cheating start when he was deployed? Because he could have came back perfectly fine, and that didn't change the fact that she was sleeping with another man.
Yeah, I don't know when it started.
Oh, well, then we go back to the scene with baby daddy and the kids, and he's talking to his daughter, and she went right for the jugular.
Mm-hmm.
Is Katia the reason why you and mama not together? And he kind of danced around it. Oh, there were a
Mm-hmm.
lot of reasons. There was
But
this, there was that. Our marriage was over. Whatever. I don't
mm.
like her. But he was like, I need you to support me in this or whatever. And I was like, girl, dude,
Right. I
F
was like, how
you.
you gonna ask the kids that now that she know how like she didn't connect the dots, y'all try to play her for boo boo the food by not even by just bringing her around anyway without coming up with some kind of lie for the backstory or something. Like she had to find out on her own in front of that girl's face and like, oh, you the mistress. Mm.
Exactly. I don't see it for you.
Right. Like we already know these kids are smart, so of course you're gonna have some strong feelings. And then you're
So
gonna turn around and ask her to support you the same day? No.
no.
She no.
And honestly, he could have been done a better job of explaining. And
Mhm.
sometimes honesty is the best policy. So I get it. You can't change the fact what happened. But you
Mhm.
can say, hey, was Katia the one that I was seeing when I was with your mom? Yes, she was. But me and your mom already had issues.
Mhm.
And I don't, I'm sorry for the things that I did to your mom, but this is the person that I love now. He could
Mhm.
have tried to be honest, and it might have made her be more accepting. But I
Mhm.
don't know, because teenagers, like, you can't cheat on my mama. So,
Right.
but the
Right.
next scene that we see is Leah. She's at home. She's gotten a new cell phone because obviously the robbers took her last one. And Fred has her new number, is already calling.
Right.
I
Ugh. I don't know why she answered the phone honestly.
don't know either. But again, she moves a little shady.
Yeah.
So, But then we have Lawyer Bay. Lawyer Bay is calling Delilah and saying,
Mhm.
"Hey, I need help with a case." He probably need help with no case, girl. He was just trying to go over there and see what Delilah was talking about. And I like him. I like him so
Yeah.
much. I'm like, this is a win for us, Delilah. We need a win. Girl, the way you be acting, it seems like you need some D. So let's just go ahead and let Lawyer Bay come over. So while Delilah is still in the office after she gets off the phone with Lawyer Bay, Demetria comes in. They have like a little smoking gun. Is the payments, the payoffs, who they were deposited to a Pine City trust. And so they need to find out like what's going on with this Pine City trust.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Harper has had enough of Demetria. So she's telling Delilah, like, can you please tell Demetria to chill? Demetria walks in and was like, well, if you would just do what I needed you to do, what are you hiding? And then Harper ends up exploding that the Jane Doe was her.
Mhm.
And that kind of broke my heart to hear why she wasn't able to finish law school.
Yeah.
And why, like, girl, you just stay out of my business. Like, let me, I was
Mhm.
dealing with this, and here you come needing to know every detail.
Yeah.
I can see
Oh.
how that could be triggering for Harper. And it
Mhm.
definitely explains more of
Why she was just so abrasive, I guess.
shady,
Yeah.
just like aggressive. And it also explains like why there might be a little bit of jealousy. Like
Mhm.
Harper might be jealous of Demetria because really Harper should be Delilah's co-attorney.
Mhm.
And she's not because she didn't finish school.
Right.
With Dion is waiting for his mom, Christine, to come get him. And at first it looks like she ain't gonna show up. But she does end up showing up. Delilah lets her in. I appreciate that Delilah was nice to her.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the
I
girl might
agree.
have been severely depressed. And
Mm.
maybe it wasn't right for her to be around her son being that depressed. But trying to take full custody
Right. I can't
is
get
just
over
not
that.
okay.
No.
Yeah, I just
And
can't
one in
get
the
with that.
house too.
And one in the house too. I just don't like any of that. And so, um, but it was a cute scene. You can tell that Delilah is really attached to her nephew. So it hurt
Mhm.
her to see him leave, but at least Christine did show up.
Yeah, I was happy she finally showed up. Like, good. She
So
didn't disappoint.
Delilah is trying to right some wrongs, and she goes to baby daddy's house to see the daughter. Tells her, "Hey, I was able to pull some strings, get you that audition." The daughter asks her, "Hey, is this the Cartier that broke up you and my dad's marriage?" And Delilah didn't lie to her, which I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Because the answer to that question is yes. But also it's more complicated.
Mhm.
And but she also let her know, listen, boo, I can't because the her daughter was like, I don't want to go back in there. And she was like, listen, I love you, but I can't break no custody agreement because your
Right.
daddy looked like the court type. Like he looked like he don't mind taking me to court for some custody.
Right, exactly. Cause he
So
looked like he petty enough to do it too, especially if things don't work out with Katia. Like something gonna have to give. Give me them kids.
exactly. So we go to the dinner scene with Tamara. She's having dinner with Casey and the partners of the company.
Mm,
White on white on white. White on white.
yeah.
And they old white money. Like they
Yeah.
she was basically saying like back in my day the lawyers were ugly. The female lawyers were ugly. Just it's the sexism for it's the misogyny, the internalized
Right.
misogyny for me.
Oh,
Like you're a woman
this
saying this
whole
out of your
thing.
mouth.
Girl, that whole dinner was just cringe to me. I just was like, oh, please let it in. Oh, mm, mm, mm.
But they do, let her do the partnership.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like $150,000 buy-in, which I
Right.
didn't know
I was
that's
like,
how it works.
dang. I didn't either. I was like, that you really have to buy yourself in?
It
Oh.
makes sense though, because from once you become a partner, it's
Oh
a
yeah, they
shared
changed the
business,
name.
and you
Yeah.
get, yeah, they
That is
changed the
true.
name. You get, well, they might not change the name because of the notoriety, but
Oh
basically you
yeah.
get a share of the profits.
Mm-hmm.
So 150 buy-in is probably not nothing compared to what she will actually be making.
Yeah. But she still got a wedding to plan, and I'm just woo.
Yeah,
Ready to
but
get the cash.
her
Do
and her
they
man
got
got a
the
little coin.
Oh, okay. I was about to say they got that saved up yet. Oh. But can she ask for his half too? Because won't he need his profits to get his campaign started?
I don't know, because we don't actually know. Like, okay, so at the dinner, basically one of the partners mentioned that they heard that Casey was going to be running for Senate.
Yeah.
And Tamara is side eyeing him because you ain't told me nothing about no
Not
Senate.
a word.
But he basically, when she comes at him about it, he was basically like, listen, I don't know if I'm running for Senate yet either. But she was like, we both know that if you're even thinking about it, you're going to do it and you'll probably win.
Mm,
But I like that little moment that they shared where he was like genuinely proud of her.
mm-hmm.
And I think Casey's a good man still. Like, I'm team Casey. He seems to be reasonable. He
Yeah,
seems to
supportive.
supportive, willing to downplay himself to uplift her.
Hmm.
I like him. So
Yeah.
at the same time that that's going on, Delilah is with Lawyer Bay. They're
Hmm.
talking about the case, but then he's like, "Do you even know how to have fun?" And she's like, "I know how to have fun." And girl, that salsa, whatever they was doing, I don't know if it was a salsa. It was called. I can't remember what the dance is called. It's like, but it's like bachata or something like that. The dance was sexy. I like what they was doing. It was cute.
Yeah, I was happy that Delilah was having fun because she looked like she needed it. She needed a break.
Definitely. And then at the very end of the episode, somebody is knocking on Leah's door.
Mm.
She looks through the peephole, yet still opens it. It is Fred.
Yes, hugging. Like, girl, come on. First you're answering the phone for him down the door. Why?
And he's like, "Oh, well, we need to end this now." And then the episode goes off. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, girl, why would you open the door for Fred?
Right. My eyes were so far in the back of my head, just being rolling at Leah. Cause goodness, like you just got done being kidnapped. Well, supposedly, cause we don't know anymore. You opening doors for Fred, taking calls for Fred. Y'all still together? What's going on?
Exactly. Cause so I'm over her.
Yeah.
She's like my least favorite part of this case. But I actually don't like this case at all. It's a good introductory story, but
Mhm.
no, no, I'm not here for it. And hopefully it does end, because I want to see something else next season.
Yes. Agreed.
I don't need Leo on my screen next season.
Mm-mm. Even though I love the actress, cause she
Yeah,
was she
I
she
do
she
like
does
the
good.
actress. She's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
And she's playing the role wonderfully, because I don't like her.
Wonderfully. Exactly. Right. So yeah, we can't see you next season.
But that is it, guys. That was episode 6 of season 1 of Delilah. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We're still trying to build our little YouTube family over here. Tell me how you felt about this episode. Do y'all think Lawyer Bay is sexy? And we will see y'all next time for episode 7.
Bye.